Today's MMA T Company fight preview is with Patrick Brady. Patrick's going to be making his professional MMA debut at Art of War on December. Is that 4th, right? Down at the Rivers Casino in Philadelphia. Patrick is joining
Yes,
us
sir.
with his youngest son, who's trying to rip his hat off.
Yeah, my man Declan Andrew right here. Getting
What's
them
up,
guns
Declan?
up.
All right. What's up, Patrick? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. I'm ready to fight, man. I'm ready to get this show over with. You know, any fighter will tell you the work is done, when it's done. And I feel like I did everything I could. Now I'm going to try to maintain everything I've been doing as far as the rounds I get with the guys at the gym at Martinez. And I'm kind of on cruise control at this point. And I'm ready to fight, man. Let's go.
I mean,
Right?
last I talked to you, I'm pretty sure you were at the Outer Banks. You weren't able to get a whole lot of training in. You had that fight with Raiden coming up, and you were like, "Hey, I'm in as good a shape as I'm going to be in. I'm going to go out there. I'm just going to put my hands on him, knock him out." And that's what you ended up doing.
Yeah, I did tell you I was going to knock him out, didn't I?
Yeah. And
yeah, I mean, look, man, Raiden was a tough kid, dude. He as soon as he put his hands on me too, I felt he was strong. He was a strong kid, and I think that fight really showed what I was made of, and I really had to dig deep. He put me in some bad positions. He scored a couple takedowns on me, and at one point he took my back, and I had to stand up with him on my back, which I kind of left my neck open a little bit, but we got through that fight relatively unscathed. I hurt my foot a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But we got through that fight, and I think that was kind of like, it was one of those situations where who else is there left to fight in the area? It just, I feel like after that fight, I knew I was ready.
Yeah, and that fight happens, and we kind of talked about how you were looking to go pro regardless after that anyway.
Yeah.
But I feel like Will and the guys at Martinez, they have a pretty good sense of when their fighters are ready too. So what were the conversations like with Will, with the Dawkins brothers, with those guys, like, hey, I think I'm ready to make this jump?
Yeah, I mean, the conversation went exactly like this: skill set, you're ready; cardio, you're not, right? And they said you got to focus on your cardio, and you got to really get your cardio right. It's not a secret that the big guys, they have their little bit of their cardio issues. I'm no small guy, and I think right now I'm like 255. I was just on the scale. So I've been really learning to get in touch with my breathing and get a sense of where I am in the round and what to do in the round and when to go and when not to go. My positions that I'm in and what to do and how to really manage a 5-minute round, 3 times. So basically we've been focusing on cardio and how to manage a round. So Will Martinez is not going to let me fight a fight that I'm not ready for. I promise you, he's not. He knows I'm ready. He thinks I'm ready, and so does my team. So this is where we're at, man. We got a pro fight in 2 weeks. I'm 37 years old, and I got to deal with this dude. I got 2 other sons too, and I got a full-time job, and balance is the key. To when I can and when I can't get it in.
What do you you just rattled off about 4 different things that I think most people, just one of them, and they're kind of overwhelmed, right? But I always see you with your sons and always working in the gym, doing all these different things.
Yeah.
Do you do anything specific in terms of like organization of your day or like mental training for anything like that? Or like, how do you keep yourself sane?
Yeah. I mean, look, it's really just, it's prioritizing what you think needs to be done. And some of it is being a little bit selfish, you know. I mean, if you look at your day like a pie or a pizza or something, there's only so much that can go out. There's only so much time in your day. You can, this person gets 2 pieces, this person gets a piece, this, now I got to cut this piece in half for these 2. There's only so much time in a day. And I've said this before that, you know, my priority list order goes father, husband, employee, MMA fighter, right? So what does that tell you? You know, I have to be a father first. I have to be accountable to my kids, right? Then I have to be a husband. I have to make sure that my wife is happy and that all is well in the kingdom. And then, you know, I'm an employee. Like, I have an obligation to an employer who puts food on my table, that, you know, I'm obligated to make that employer money. And then I do MMA. So now, you know, that MMA piece of the pie, I've had to give that a little more attention, and unfortunately, that comes at the fault of the other things, you know. But it kind of just is what it is, and you know, my boss is understanding, and my wife isn't so much understanding. But my boys, you know, they're young enough now where they don't really get too much about what's happening. But you know, when this is all over, my kids will be able to look at this and say, wow, you know, that's something that Dad did, you know. So I think that it's really important to kind of leave that positive impression on your kid, you know. You want your hat back, son? All right.
Yeah, and it's something too that, like, you know, as they're growing up and as they're getting older and you're fighting, you can also use that as a tool, right? About working hard and balancing these different things. So that goes back to you being a father, which is kind of cool to see that all come full circle.
Yeah, I'm sorry, John. I blacked out there.
No, you're good. You're good. No, I was just talking. I didn't even ask a question. But
no,
I did.
Man, yeah, I mean, look, there's a big transition from amateurs to professionals, right? Like there's a longer round. There's more weapons at use. Even though my fight in Virginia, I could use all the elbows and knees and head kicks and everything. You know, but at the professional level, there's the ramifications of a mistake are much higher. So I have to pay a lot more attention to the detail, you know, such as life and everything else, you know. But you know, it's MMA, man. So anything can happen. I got to give it my all, and I got to do everything I can do. And you know, last night I didn't walk in the door until I think it was like 10:30, and I was out the door at 6:30. So there's a lot of sacrifices being made.
Yeah, and MMA is, you know, inherently a selfish sport, and it's just kind of the way it has to be, and you kind of have to be a little selfish. But then again, if you don't balance those things, right, your top 3 will start to suffer. So it's kind of a give and take right now. But then once camp's over, you can kind of balance that out. I did want to ask you. I know, you know, you're good friends with Andre, right? And you know Pat Sabatini, you know Sean Brady, you know all these guys down in Philly. And Andre made a pretty interesting post about Pat and about Sean, how they both, you know, just had really big wins in the UFC this past weekend. And there's not a whole lot of love, a lot of coverage from the media down there in Philly. Just wanted to get your take on that, see what we need to do as an MMA community to kind of get Philly put on the map, because some of the best fighters in the world right now are coming out of this city, and they're not really talking about it.
You ain't kidding. I mean, look, this city's on fire right now. As far as the MMA scene, you know, specifically the UFC. I mean, even like Bill Algeo, you know, Algeo is, you know, he's not in Philly, he's in King of Prussia, I believe. But like, that's a Philly guy, you know what I mean? He's a Philly dude.
He's a Philly guy, yeah.
He
was just at an Eagles game, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, we got these guys that are like that are coming home with bonuses. Like, these guys are winning bonuses. Like, it's not just that they're winning, like they're putting 50K in their pocket. And, you know, even Chris's story, Chris Dawkins, he's a Philly cop, like freaking public servant, number 7 in the world, right? Like he's the highest ranked fighter in this area. And, you know, I haven't seen anything on the local, as far as the local Philadelphia beat. You know, he obviously gets his national attention, you know, via ESPN and stuff like that. But like, yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough to see. CBS is doing a small thing on me as far as my age is concerned, and you know, like what we had already touched on with the balance and everything, and the trials and tribulations of being a 37-year-old making his pro debut. A little bit of throw up. But you know, I don't think, as far as coverage is concerned, you know, that even puts a dent into like what the guys like, you know, Sean and Chris and Kyle and you know, all those guys that are in the UFC right now from this area deserve. Like they really deserve it, man. As far as I'm concerned, like the Eagles, yeah, they're cool and all. Like the Eagles are fun, but people watch the Eagles because they want to see big hits, right? Like that's what we're all waiting for the safety to come down and crush a wide receiver, like crossing the center of the field. Like that's what we're all watching for. Here we are. We got local guys that are out there crushing skulls, like literally, and you know it's not getting any love. But you know, I try to find things to be grateful for, and I try not to really dwell on the negative too much. And you know, as much as it sucks, ultimately, most of the guys that fight, they don't do it, you know, for the attention, you know, for all the they do it because they love to fight. Honestly, like, you know, most of us would fight for free. We really would. What's the matter?
Yeah, and for a long time, most fighters do.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're an amateur, you're not getting paid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you mentioned your age, right? And you, even when I asked you about, you know, this fight and writing a press release, you said, you know, mentioned your age as well. So, you know, you are making your pro debut. You're 37 years old. But on the flip side of that, right, a lot of heavyweights, their prime is right where you're at, right? Heavyweights don't typically get to the professional level at the regional ranks, and then you know moving up through to the higher promotions until they're mid to late 30s. I don't know if that's something that has to do with the way that their bodies are made up or what that is, but you tend to see heavyweights you know in their late 30s.
Yeah, there's a little
40s.
more longevity in heavyweight. I think that comes with experience. I think what you see when that's happening is experience. As you get older as a heavyweight, you start to you get more fights under your belt, and you start to realize what you should and shouldn't do during the course of a fight, right? I like to tell myself that because I started MMA so late in life, that I don't have all those miles on my body that some of those guys that, you know, started their pro career at 23, 24, 25 years old. I like to tell myself that, you know, I don't have as much wear and tear on the tires. You know, it doesn't always feel that way when I wake up in the morning. But, you know, my age is what it is. And I do have to work hard. Like, look, I played football in college when I was in my early 20s. And, you know, I could take a beating all day long and, you know, go out drinking that night and wake up the next day and be perfectly fine. Like not feel like a bump or bruise at all and do it all over again. There's none of that going on, man. I wake up in the morning and I feel it. So it doesn't really matter, John, because at the end of the day, I'm doing it anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think with your mentality that it would matter if you were 37 or 47. If you wanted to do it, you were going to do it.
This is what we're doing, man. This is, look, as soon as the cage closed for the first time, my first fight, I was hooked. That's it. You got me. So it, you know, it is what it is. Like I'm gonna do what needs to be done, and I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. and get my cardio in, like I've been doing, no matter what, camp, not camp, this is what I'm doing now. So, this is where we're heading.
I love it. And, speaking of the cage door closing, it's going to close on you and Larry on the 4th, right? So
Yes, sir.
want to get your take on Larry as a fighter. I'm pretty sure he went undefeated as an amateur.
Yeah.
Maybe 3-4 fights if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So Larry's a tough kid, man. He's younger than me. He's bigger than me. He's faster than me. He's lighter on his feet. He gets in and gets out. He picks his punches. He doesn't get too anxious in there. From what I've seen, like he doesn't jump right into it. Like he'll wait for the fight to develop a little bit, which is smart. Which is you don't see that too often with heavyweights. Like sometimes we want to get in there and bang right away, but he waits. He lets the fight develop a little bit. He sees what his opponent is doing. He's got like a long karate style almost, where he's got like a Stephen Thompson like cadence going on, where he's light on his feet and he's in and he's out. And he throws his punches. He don't throw them hard, but he throws them accurately. And it's a really fun fight, man. It's a really fun fight because my style is I want to come in there and knock your head loose. This fight, I strongly believe is going to end up everywhere. You know what I mean? Like we're going to be all over this cage. I don't know. I'm going to knock him out, right? So that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing. So that's the plan, man. I'm going to go in there and knock him out. And he wants to do the same. So to say I'm going to do anything less would be selling myself short.
So I've interviewed you. I've interviewed Oscar Garcia, who's fighting Anthony Dill. And it seems like both of you are predicting that this could be fight of the night in the pro ranks at Art of War.
Yeah. I mean, look, everybody wants to be fighting night. Everybody wants to strive to put on a show. And, look, I sold a lot of tickets, man. And my fans, they want to come and watch me put on a show, man. They don't want to see me come in there and lay on top of this guy and, secure a position. You know what I mean? They don't want to see a cage takedown and me securing a position and going from, guard to half guard and sliding up to, side control. Like they don't want to see that, man. They want to see me go in there and do what I did to Raiden. Yeah. Like, they want to see me throw a punch from my hip through the moon, put his face through the moon. So, that's the plan, bro.
Awesome. We're looking forward to it. Before I let you go and finish this bottle or change a diaper, whatever you need to do after this, just wanted to give you a chance to give any shout outs that to anybody that's been helping you out for this camp and, so far in your career. Yeah.
So shout out to my wife, Kirsten. She sacrifices, man. She's in the other room right now working out. She's in the go gym that I call it, the gains only gym. She's in there working out, and she really, like tonight I'm leaving it in an hour and I'm heading to the gym and I won't be home till later. And I just walked in the door. So big shout out to her, shout out to my kids. I picked up a great new sponsor, Executive Tree Care. Jeremy Sirkin, he's really been taking care of me, helping out with some of the stuff around my house. He took down a bunch of big trees. So Jeremy Sirkin over there at Executive Tree Care. Also Apollo Used Cars over there in Sewell, Delsey Drive. Apollo Used Car Salesman. Those guys are great over there. They're local to where I'm from, and it's a great family-run business. And they have beautiful high-end cars over there. Somebody we know just bought one of the new Vets with the Garbarino's old man. Garbarino's old man just bought this Corvette, man, that looks like a rocket ship. It's got the motor in the back. And look, man, they sell high-end, nice cars over there. Also, Performance Meal Prep. Dude, I can't say enough good things about Performance Meal Prep. They really have helped me clean up my diet. And I come home, days like today, I got to feed the baby. I got to get going. And Performance Meal Prep has been there that I can come home, I can eat. It's ready. It's delicious food. It's healthy food. and then I can get out the door and go train. So, you know, again, performance meal prep is like, wow, them guys have really taken care of me. You know, there's a plethora of other Beck Roofing, Antrim Electric, you know, the obvious Martinez Staples sponsors, Jen Beck, you know, they just, everybody's just been great, man. It's been a lot of fun.
Awesome, man. It sounds like it's been a lot of fun. I can't wait for you to have fun on the 4th. We're looking forward to it.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot, John. I appreciate it, man. And
All
you
right,
guys too. MMA Tico, you guys have been, I'll tell you what, man. Everybody says how good the customer service is, and I really appreciate everything you guys do for the fighters.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. We got you.
Awesome. Thanks, John. Appreciate
All right,
it.
thanks, Patrick. Kick some ass.
See you, man.
Later.